Good old Dr. Phil. The man, the myth, the legend, the one and the only doctor this world needs. The only Phil the world needs too. Today we're looking at this episode of Dr. Phil, where this woman is, she claims her violent 12-year-old is addicted to video games. Never heard that one before.
My son is addicted and obsessed with violent video games.
I hear your guns.
Okay.
Video games are my son's number
what?
one priority.
Hang on.
I hear your guns.
He hears the guns.
Video games are my son's number one priority.
What? They cut that together. This is off to a weird start already.
Games are my son's number one priority. Video games are my son's number one priority.
You can tell that they cut that audio of her saying that together. Video games are my son's number one priority. That people don't talk like that. You can tell that they just cut that together for her to say that.
Video games are my son's number one priority.
My son's.
He plays when he wants, where he wants, and for as long as he wants.
Wow.
He has stayed on for up to 20 hours. He never comes out of his
20 hours? The fuck? I mean, look, I play a lot of video games, all right? Like, a lot. Not as much as I used to, but still a lot. I've never played for 20 hours nonstop. The longest I've ever played nonstop was, I played for an entire day. Not 24 hours, but I woke up at like 9 a.m. and I played till like 10 p.m. And I played through the entire story of the first Last of Us game. That was the longest. But like 20 hours, goddamn. And she said she does that regularly? How?
He has stayed on for up to 20 hours. He never
Okay,
comes
she
out
didn't
of
say that. She just said he has. So maybe he's done that once.
comes out of his room to eat with us, but he will yell out from his room, "Peasant, bring me a plate."
Come to me immediately. I request backup immediately.
Mother, you peasant, bring me a snack. I need to fuel up. The gamer needs his gaming fuel so he can get the sweet dubs.
He will.
Filthy peasants, feed me.
The two games that he really likes to play the most are Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite. He gets very excited about the number of kills because the more kills you have, the higher you go in the game. It makes him very aggressive.
Empty it.
His favorite game right now
The more kills you have, the higher it makes you go in the game. What does that mean? What? I mean, okay. If you're talking about GTA, then the more kills you get, the higher stars you get. But that just means the more cops are going to chase you. So I guess that could be what she means.
the higher you go in the game. It makes him very
What does that
aggressive.
mean?
Empty it.
His favorite game right now is Grand Theft Auto.
Double barrel, bitch.
It is very violent. They rob, shoot, kill, beat,
Let's empty out this.
and everything they do is demeaning to women.
Jiggly, jiggly, I'm coming for the booty.
When my nephew was playing the video game,
This kid's 12 years old. Why?
in the video games, he's very rude and disrespectful to the people that he's playing online with.
Thank you. You didn't say anything.
He plays the game online with adults, and the language that they use is absolutely horrendous.
Beep, beep. CEO coming through.
I'm gonna kill you, beat the out of you, and piss off.
And that's transferred over to his mom.
When I tell him, watch your language, he'll tell me to shut the up and
Get out.
He will turn over
I have a solution for you. If you don't like the fact that your son is playing this game that's clearly not to be meant to be played, clearly not to be meant to be played by a 12-year-old, and he's playing online with adults, don't let him play the fucking game. You are the parent. You have that power. Just take the fucking game away. If he throws a tantrum, oh well, he'll get over it. Maybe you shouldn't be letting your kids play games that are rated M for mature at all if you don't want them to be exposed to that kind of media. The games have ratings that are right on the cover for a reason. You just don't buy games that are rated for 17 and up for 12-year-olds. They always love to blame the video games, but they never actually take any responsibility for actually getting their kids these games that are clearly targeted toward a higher age demographic. I mean, not that like I can say much that I'm a saint, because I was playing games that were rated M for mature when I was 5, but also I didn't turn out like this. So maybe it has something to do with the parenting. Just saying.
Furniture, he breaks dishes, he has basically destroyed his room.
Violent games have desensitized him from actual pain and death. He has been bullied. I am scared that he will take the behaviors that he's learned in the game and retaliate. He could.
Good on him. Fuck those bullies. You know, they don't want. It was a joke. All of that was a joke. Don't do that.
Become another school shooter.
Let's empty out this.
This is something that I feel like I could deal with in 30 seconds or 3 hours, depending on how I approach this. But
the mom could have dealt with this so long ago. There's no reason for her to be here. Just don't let him play the fucking game. Don't buy him games that are rated M for mature.
if you're so desperate, why did you not write in? Why did your sister write in? 9 times.
I guess I'm just complacent.
9 times? Wait a minute.
Why did your sister write in?
So she didn't even write into Dr. Phil, get help. Her sister had to do it because she was just complacent.
9 times.
Her sister wrote 9 times.
I guess I'm just complacent to it. I'm used to it.
I feel
There lies the problem. You're not doing your job as a parent.
like I know what's wrong with him. My question is, what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
His dad passed away
September.
in September of last year, right? And from a heart condition, correct?
Yes.
And your son barely shed a tear, right?
Yes.
In fact, he said, hey, people die. Moving on.
Yes.
What do you think? I mean, you're looking at this. You're there every day. I just met you guys.
The way that he treats her is just deplorable. But I think she was crippled a little bit by her husband and the way that he kept things super secret. So she wasn't allowed to talk to me about it. She wasn't really allowed to talk to anybody about it. And so when she finally started opening up to me, and I realized, oh my goodness, like he is really cussing you out. He's really doing these things.
Wait, so this has been an ongoing problem for a while. And while the husband was still alive, he was not letting the wife tell anyone. He was forcing her to keep their son's behavior a secret because he was encouraging it, it sounds like. Or maybe he just didn't want people to know. What? Lady, I realized this might sound harsh because obviously the husband died and that's very sad. And I don't want to make jokes about that because that's awful. But at the same time, he didn't sound like a good dad. He sounded like kind of an asshole. At least in that way, you know? Like, I'm sure he was a lovely person. But you didn't have to listen to him when he was telling you not to tell people. Just saying.
It's like he is really cussing you out. He's really doing these things. Then that's when I wrote in originally. At that point, I thought maybe she'll kind of take control and it'll get better. And it just got worse.
Okay, well, by the way, can I flash forward for a minute and then we'll come back?
No.
Let me flash forward to the end.
Why?
Help has arrived. This is going to change today. Okay?
Wow.
That's the good.
What a statement. Dr. Phil is just really certain that he can just fix this problem like that. This is why Dr. Phil is the man, you know? He doesn't take shit from no one. Not crazy teens, not crazy kids who have been turned violent by video games, by African American girls who think they're white. He doesn't take shit from no one.
Now, his father, and I'm sorry for your loss, by the way, your deceased husband, he modeled this same behavior, correct?
A lot of it, yes.
Yeah, so he was abusive
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
And he demeaned you and called you names and
Oh.
knocked holes in the
Yes,
wall.
I meant-
He threatened you. I mean, this was not a tranquil situation.
No.
So he literally was just a piece of shit. Got it.
Not at all.
Okay, and he did this in front of your son.
Yes.
And
Well, I think that's a big part of the problem here. I think there's a lot more to the situation than just the video games.
And have you heard me say that you better make your stand when they're 2, 3, or 4 years old? Because when they get 12, 13, 14, or 15, and you're looking up and not down at them, it's a whole lot different ball game.
They taught us the hug where you sit behind them and wrap your arms around them, you know, when they're in a rage to calm them down. And the very first time we tried that when he was about 4, he broke his dad's nose with his head
So y'all had a showdown and you lost.
daily.
So this child has just been out of control since he was 4 years old.
They're in a rage to calm them down. And the very first time we tried that when he was about 4, he broke his dad's nose with his head.
Jesus Christ. It sound okay. I don't want to go ahead and just start making assumptions because I don't know a lot of the story here, but it sounds like maybe the son might have been retaliating against the dad too, because maybe the dad was abusive. Just maybe. That's why he broke his nose, but he was only 4 at the time. But still, yeah, this is a weird situation, man. This is definitely a lot more to why this kid is like this than just video games.
Pleaser guy. Boy! Doing good things too hard. Here I come, this is my final time. You wasn't expecting this, boy!
My son is addicted and obsessed with violent video
God,
games.
you got the lingo down.
Yeah, so he was abusive
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
Stop! Let go of me! Let go of my shirt! Stop it!
One time he broke his father's nose.
Last year, he got angry at his father and went after him with a kitchen knife. A couple of months
Well,
ago,
I'm sorry.
he stabbed Jennifer with a pair of tweezers.
My son was trying to get into his dad's man cave. He gathered him some little tools up and he decided he was going to break into the door. And when I tried to get the tools away from him, he stabbed me with the tweezers. He ran outside and he picked up this gas canister, raked up a small pile of pine straw and poured the gas all over it and lit it on fire in an attempt to burn the house down. When police
Jesus
arrived,
Christ.
they asked him.
What? Oh my God. How did it take? How did it take this long for you to get help? But why did your sister have to get help for you? Why didn't you get help sooner? Good God, lady.
Picked up this gas canister, raked up a small pile of pine straw and poured the gas all over it and lit it on fire in an attempt to burn the house down. When police arrived, they asked him why did he try to do that, and he simply told them, she shouldn't have pissed me off.
Excuse me, little boy, we need to ask you a few questions. Why did you try to set the house on fire and stab your mom with a pair of tweezers? Well, she shouldn't have pissed me off. I just wanted to make everything burn. I just wanted to get in my dad's man cave, okay? It was not that big a deal. Yeah, no, this kid's fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah, no, you failed as a parent. Yeah, you suck.
You believe that these violent video games, you think he's addicted.
Yes.
And where does he work?
My nerves mainly.
Where did he get these video games?
His dad purchased the game console and the video games.
You think he's addicted to gaming, but you've provided him gaming equipment. Do you buy the extras for the games?
He does.
And where's he get that money?
My PayPal account is on his Microsoft.
You know, I knew if I just kept asking questions, She was eventually going to give it up.
He doesn't purchase them, however, without asking first.
All right, common sense alert.
I was just
That makes it. I can't tell if that makes it better or worse. What? If he asks first, then why do you say yes? Or do you say no and he just buys it anyway? Why don't you just remove your PayPal account from his Microsoft account? God, Dr. Phil, please explain to this lady why she's such an idiot. I beg of you.
He doesn't purchase them, however, without asking first.
All right,
Oh.
common sense alert.
I was just trying to justify myself.
Common sense
You didn't
alert.
justify anything. Got him.
This is the part where I said we could handle this in 30 seconds. Don't do that anymore. If you've got a child that you think is addicted to gaming, which I don't think he is, by the way, and you
Thank
think
you,
it's
Dr.
going to
Phil.
lead him to be the next school shooter, which I don't think it is, by the way,
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
but you think this is dysfunctional, you're the one providing him the games that you think are dysfunctional. You're buying him the extras that go along with it. You're enabling him to do this. He couldn't do it without you, and you're doing it because you're afraid he's going to beat you up or something if you don't.
Exactly.
You just don't reward bad behavior.
This is my baby, my prized possession. I love video gaming. Every day I get home, I just want to play. Oh, here I come, here I come, here I come. This is my final time. You wasn't expecting this, boy! I don't want to sound like I'm a future serial killer, but it's fun. Like when you drive a minivan through a...
Hey, no, fair enough. No, I play violent video games all the time. I kill so many people in violent video games. I think it's so fun. I just want to kill them all.
It's fun. Like when you drive a minivan through a crowd of people. Ooh, I hear...
God. You know, he does sound like a psychotic person when he says that, but I used to do the same shit. So many of us did. I used to play, like, for hours, I would play the original Red Dead Redemption and just go on, like, rampages in, like, Armadillo and kill hundreds of people. God.
Yoga.
I would never do it in real life, though. And I would never behave like this or treat my parents like this.
I'm finna come. In the gaming world, like, you can get away with stuff. And so cars, you can kill people. You're going at each other full force with guns blazing. Nobody will arrest you for public indecency. And that's the good thing about online. You do what you want. Sometimes when people are acting stupid, I get mad. Double barrel, bitch! Sometimes they say some stuff that has got me banned
Jesus Christ.
multiple times, but I just don't care. Let's empty out this. One time, my console wasn't working. I took a rock, but I threw it at the TV.
Alex, how you doing?
Good.
So you're
Yes. Classic gamer solution. I'm mad about something. Chuck the controller. Throw something at the TV. It's just how gamers act, you know. I can understand this because I used to have the same problem. I used to rage at games a lot or get angry and stuff wouldn't work, and I used to slam my fists on my desk real hard. But then I learned that I just really don't care because I'm just playing the game to have fun. The only games that really make me mad anymore are games where it's just they're made poorly. And it's just not fun to play. Like, I mean, I don't want to make anyone mad or anything if you're a fan of this game, but Dead by Daylight is a good example of this for me. I hate that game. I used to love that game. I have over 300 hours in it. That's so many hundreds of hours that I could have been doing anything else, and I wish I had. Literally anything else on a different game, even. Just I don't like that game. So I stopped playing it because I don't like the game, and it made me mad when I played it. So I just stopped playing it.
Alex, how you doing?
Good.
So your mom is concerned about your behavior at home. What is it you think she's concerned about?
Sometimes when I get angry, I do stuff.
Well, I've been watching videotape of you, and sometimes you use really bad language. You yell at her, you scream at her to get in here, peasant. You've locked her out of the house. I mean, you kind of do what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you not do what your mother tells you to do?
She doesn't really do anything to stop me sometimes.
So you're in charge.
Most of the time, yeah.
Let's say your mom just says, okay, you're in charge, and she decides she doesn't want to do anything. Since you're in charge, what would you do?
I would cook, I would make food, I would...
What would you cook?
Sandwiches
Where would you get the stuff to cook a sandwich?
from the pantry.
You're going to eat that stuff up in a few days, and then it's empty. What are you going to do to get food in there?
Work.
Where are you going to work?
That.
You're 12.
I
Yep.
could walk dogs.
How much you get paid for walking dogs?
Like maybe $5 a day. If you
$5
save up
a-
and
huh?
use the money responsibly, you could easily make a living.
$5 a day?
My God, this kid's a genius. He's just gonna walk dogs for the rest of his life, make $5 a day. He's set forever. I mean, you can surely make a living off of that. How much money would you have after 365 days if you made $5 a day? 12, 1500, math, 100, 180, 300, so 1800. Yeah, dude, he'd make like, he'd make a little over $1,800 every year. That's plenty to live. $1,800 a year. I'm fairly certain most food only costs like 25 cents nowadays. I'm sure he has it all figured out.
You know what it takes to raise a child from birth to 18? How much does it cost?
A lot.
Cost
Yeah,
about
he's not wrong.
$250,000. You're gonna have to walk a lot of dogs.
Well, if he walks like 10 dogs a day, $5 each, then multiply that $1,800 by 10, then that's a whole like 18 grand a year. He's just got to walk 10 dogs every day. He'll have no more time for playing video games, probably. He'll be too busy walking dogs and buying food and cooking it. But, I'm sure he could manage it.
There are guns in my sister's household.
My dad, we always go out to our yard, shoot guns. He had 75 guns when he died. 30 assault rifles, I think. It was like an Easter egg hunt. Oh, well, there's one underneath the table. Oh, well, there's one underneath the towels in the bathroom. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. 75 guns when he died? Who needs 75 fucking guns? Was he preparing for a fucking civil war to take down the fucking government? God damn. If there's an apocalypse, I'm heading straight to that house. Jesus Christ. I don't even gotta go into a wall. Where is his house? I need to move near there so when the apocalypse happens, I can just go to these people's house and just hang out with them. Me and this kid will just take on all the zombies.
Guess what I found? An assault rifle under the bed. Yeah, they're like everywhere.
I worry that when he gets into one of his rages that he may get a gun and do something crazy with it.
Something crazy with it? What are you implying by something crazy? You're saying you think he's going to shoot his mom. I mean, to be fair, that is a legitimate concern. I don't blame you.
You play these games where you shoot people in these video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're afraid that someday he might do that in the real world, right?
Yes,
How many guns are in your house?
quite a few, but they are all locked up.
How many guns are in your house?
More than 50. My husband was a collector.
But is that Miranda Cosgrove? The fuck? That looks like that straight up looks like Miranda Cosgrove.
My husband was a collector.
You are concerned that you have a child that might jump from virtual reality to reality.
Maybe get rid of the guns. That your husband isn't around anymore. He's not going to do anything with them. You know, like he doesn't need them anymore. Just get rid of them. Like, your kid doesn't need them. Like, just get rid of them. Just get rid of the guns. Is it legal to sell your guns? I don't know. Probably not. You probably, if the gun is registered to you, you probably can't just sell it, I imagine. I'm not too familiar with gun laws, but I imagine that's probably how it works. But also, I mean, maybe it's not. But also, there has to be some way you can just get rid of the gun or the guns, right? Like, just get rid of them.
And shoot people, and you have over 50 guns, including assault rifles, in your house.
Yes.
Common sense alert.
Yeah.
That is something that we're trying to deal with. Those all were my husband's. You can't just
What kind of car do you have?
a Chevy Trailblazer.
There you go. Back her up to the garage. Open the tailgate while he's at school. Load them all in there. Go down to the gun shop. Have that guy come outside, take an inventory, and walk away with a hat full of money and no guns.
Is that how that works?
Okay? Now, do you want this to happen?
No.
What are you willing to do to keep that from happening?
Anything?
Because if she listens to me, this is exactly what's going to happen if you don't straighten up. And you may bully her.
Is that just a broken game console in a plastic bag? God damn. I so wished that he'd have just brought out some random game console, told him that it was his, and just smashed it on the floor right in front of him. And they're like, just kidding, it wasn't actually yours. But now you know what'll happen if you don't fucking behave, kid.
You may bully her, but you're not going to bully us. And I think you're really selling yourself short, because I think you're an intelligent young man, and I think you can do this and have a great amount of fun. But you need to behave better. You're better than this. And you know that, because you told me. You said, I only do this because I know I can get away with it. You said that, right? So you know you can do better. And wouldn't you be more proud if you did that? Mm-hmm. By the way, what are you good at besides video games?
Cooking.
Yeah, what do you cook? What kind of things?
Biscuits from scratch, pies from scratch, cakes from scratch.
Dang.
Great.
I'm 12 years old. Kid's a better cook than me, and I'm 21.
Do you enjoy doing that?
Yes.
Look, here's the thing. We can do this easy. We can do it hard.
I mean, honestly, that's a cool thing to be good at 12 years old. And if he enjoys it, then that's pretty cool. Like, he could actually make a career out of that if he wanted to.
Joining us is James McManus. Now, the owner and founder of an organization called Family First. And Family First is a residential treatment center. And this is a program that's designed to help adolescents that are struggling with a range of emotional behaviors. And it can be everything from substance and processing disorders, and do what's necessary to get on the right track. And you've had problems with emotional modulation since he was 3 years old. His father recently passed. I don't think I agree with all of these diagnoses. I know I don't agree with the 20 medications. There's been a lot that needs to be unraveled here, but you have to change as well, because you've got to get back to being the adult and let him get back to being the child.
Hang on. What was he diagnosed with? And did you say he's on 20 different medications? I hope you were exaggerating. What the fuck?
that needs to be unraveled here, but you have to change as well, because you've got to get back to being the adult and let him get back to being the child. Are you willing to participate in this solution?
Yes.
I have great confidence that you're going to do very, very well and get back to being happy and getting along with your mother very well. And I'm going to expect you to make me a pie when this is all done, okay? Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the
You better make that pie goddamn delicious, kid. All right? Only the best pies for Dr. Phil. Oh, well, apparently that was the end. I don't know what happened next. I hope, or I imagine what happened is they got rid of all the guns, made a whole bunch of money. He started playing only happy video games like Minecraft. You know, he played a whole lot of Minecraft. Became such a sweet little boy and baked pies all day for his mom and Dr. Phil, and they all lived happily ever after. That's what I like to imagine happened. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. I would appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I would also really appreciate that. That would make me feel so good on this happy day. Happy. If you like this video and want to see me make more videos like this, then let me know in the comments what you liked about this video, what you didn't like. If you love me or you hate me, let me know. Say it down there. I'll read it. I have a TikTok. I'll leave a link in the description for that if you want to go check that out. I make some different stuff there. Clips from videos here, some other stuff that's only on TikTok. There's a bunch of stuff there, so go check that out. I'd appreciate that. Follow me there. I don't have any other social media, so don't ask. But thanks again for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video.